Good evening, Razorback fans. Welcome to another episode of Hog Top Podcast, live from the Sterling Soap and Roastery Studios, part of the Believe and Buzz Radio Network, where you can hear us each week on 106.7 Buzz 2 in Central Arkansas. All live shows are presented to you by Arkansas Brewing Company in downtown Ozark. I am Porter Hayes, and alongside me, as always, is Adam Hall. And on tonight's show, we'll give a recap of the weekend for Razorback Sports. And then at 6:35, we'll have Joe Stoute from the USSSA Arkansas softball. They're having their big autism awareness softball tournament in Jacksonville. So we'll bring him on to talk about the game, pros playing. It's a big nationwide event, so looking forward to that. But start things off. Adam, it was a really good weekend for Razorback Athletics. Pretty much a perfect weekend as baseball team goes 3-0 against Xavier. Winning 5-2, 7-6, and then 11-0. And then Arkansas softball went 5-0 on the weekend. Let's pull up there. Where are they at? Oh, I had gymnastics and totally skipped over the softball. Let me pull their schedule up real quick. They went 5-0 against SEMO Northwestern, 6-0, 6-0, 7-0. 16-2 and then 9-8. So pretty much dominant fashion. Again, Raman Heron throwing a no-no this weekend. And we can't forget, before we jump into the basketball, Morgan Price, Arkansas Gymnastics, recorded her second career perfect 10, first ever perfect 10 for Arkansas Gymnastics on the vault. So congratulations to her. But we'll start off with the basketball team getting bounce back win 94-86 over Missouri. You really wanted to expect, and we'll kind of get into the whole, is this team running out of gas? Because, you see Billy Richmond getting cramped up. How much more does Darius Acuff have in the tank? And then, trying to get a center going. But Adam, what was your thoughts of the game this weekend?
I thought it was overall a good game, bouncing back from, when I say bouncing back against or off the Alabama loss, that was a tough loss, but at the same time, it was nothing really to hang your head about. He played the number 25 team at home, who's much better team at home than they are on the road, which a lot of teams are that way. We saw in that Alabama game what happens when you only have, 4 guys that can score.
Yeah.
And then 4 guys get fouled out, and we don't necessarily have to get into all that. But no, for them to bounce back against Mizzou, and Mizzou matches up well. They're a good team. Do I think that they're a second weekend team of the NCAA tournament? No, I don't. But this was a game, you got 16 points from Malik Ewan, which we need to see more of. We only got 4 points in 12 minutes from Pringle, but then you still had Acuff with 20. You had Trevor Brazile with 12, Billy Richmond with 21, Malik Thomas with 14. And one thing I've noticed about Malik Thomas is he's kind of started this whole, I'm going to go get boards. I'm going to up my stats. And not just be a scorer.
Yeah.
He had 8 rebounds. He's had a 10 rebound game. He's had another 8 rebound game. He's kind of realizing hey, I need to get stats elsewhere. It's one of those things with him. I don't see him coming back next season. And that's nothing against Arkansas or anything like that. Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff both, I felt like, were one and dones. And so I feel like right now with Malik Thomas, he's getting outshined in the sense of scoring by Darius Acuff. So it's what else can I do to get stats on the board? And I feel like he's going after double-doubles every game, or he's trying to. So that's something that it's great to see, and it's great to see him aware of that. But this is going to be an issue that we're going to have come NCAA tournament time when you're playing games every other day, games every 2 to 3 days, when you are only running 7 players. I think that now you have to start looking at, can I get Elmer ready to go for the NCAA tournament to maybe at least get 10 to 15 minutes. We're not asking him to come in and score double-digit points. While that would be fantastic, I think that somebody with his size and his skill set, like, come in to get 6 to 10 boards, 4 points, whatever it may be. I think they're going to have to find somebody else off the bench to help out.
Yeah. And when you are playing 32, 34, 36 minutes, you see with the stats, Malik Thomas, 36 minutes, almost 37 minutes. Darius Acuff, 35 minutes. Trevor Brazile, 32 minutes. Ewan, 31 minutes. You got Acuff walking around in the boot. Malik Thomas, he's getting to the point where he's starting to play more minutes. Billy Richmond's cramping up, and plus they play luckily they play Wednesday. I thought it was a Tuesday game. So good thing is they play a home game. You're not having to travel to Texas A&M, but you really got to think, how much do they have left in the tank? How much are they trying to push down the finish line to get that top 4 seed in the SEC tournament and get on that 4 seed line for the national tournament? That's where we're looking at. The way I see it now is you got Texas A&M and Florida, and as the standings right now, Florida's 1, you're 3, A&M's 5. You got 2 very important games this week. I think if you split, you split this week, you get a good home win against A&M, you knock them down to 9-6 in league play, and you battle really hard against Florida. That's going to be a tough game. That's going to be a tough matchup, beating Florida in Gainesville. And I'm not saying just go wave the white flag, but you get through this week, and then you really start trying to tail back a little bit. But it's hard because if you drop one of the games, then you're sitting at 11-5. Well, you drop 2 games, now you're sitting at 11-7. I mean, you're right. The SEC is so tough. You look at between, let's just throw out Florida. You go from Alabama to Georgia, you're looking at 3 games that separates them.
Mm-hmm.
So they got themselves in a little bit of a pickle of, they need other players to step up. You need other guys to really step up. So maybe Ewan stepping up and giving you 16 and 8, like you're saying, Malik Thomas giving you 14 and 8. We need somebody else to step up. I mean, outside of Richmond, Acuff, and Thomas, Brazile, and you have 2 more guys step up. That's what they need. That's what we've said all year long. If they can get that, I'm good with not having to feel like Acuff's got to score 30, 35 a game.
And, this is prime comment. Acuff, unlike Darren Peterson, doesn't know the word can't or the phrase load management. And that's, it's going to take an act of God to keep Darius Acuff out of a game. And that's one thing that's, I think, one of the most respectable things about him is him. He's not going to sit. He's not going to even think about it. You're going to have to physically keep him out of these games. But going into this week, the question was asked last night on HQ, would you, if you had to pick one, would you rather lose at home to Texas A&M and beat Florida in the swamp, or other way around?
To me, it's 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. You're still losing a game and winning a game. I think right now, where you're at right now, if I would have to choose, I would have to say the Florida game, just because you didn't beat Alabama, you didn't beat Kentucky. I think having that big game, and if you had to choose, it had everything to do. You could flip it, and I would still say the same thing. I say, if I had to pick, it'd be the Florida game, because proving that, one, to the committee, or to the selection team, whatever, coming down the stretch, you end this on a win at Florida. You have Texas and at Missouri to end round out the season. You can win both of those games. It would give you a good resume builder. And you're talking about right there on the cusp of that 5-4 line. Which one would get you on that of the two? If you won, which one would get you a guaranteed 4 spot? If you were on the cusp, it took winning or losing one of those games. That Florida win at Florida would be huge in getting you that 4 seed. That's the only reason why I would, because you dropped the ball against Kentucky at home. You played Alabama to the wire, double overtime, didn't win that one. I think this would be a good boost for your confidence, knowing, because once you get, if we're saying this is a Sweet 16 team, you need to prove late in the season you could beat a Sweet 16 type, Elite 8 type team, and you haven't done that.
Mm-hmm. And looking at the Texas A&M game, we look at these stat comparisons sometimes, and I mean, Texas A&M's leading scorer is only 14 points a game, but they're averaging 88.9 points a game, where Arkansas's averaging 89.9.
Yeah.
So they're really close because they're both giving up 78 points a game. I think this is something, though, with Texas A&M having the edge, rebounding and assists, and with the steals. I mean, Texas A&M is going to try to bring some defensive prowess to Bud Walton Arena, even though they're still giving up almost 80 points a game. I think that this is a game. Y'all know how I feel about 8:00 start times, especially on a Wednesday night. But no, this is another game that I feel like you're going to need Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas, Billy Richmond, and somebody else to step up in a big way in this game. Because here, I mean, you're looking at our schedule like we talked about. Home against Texas A&M, at Florida, home against Texas, at Missouri. You're in your final stretch before the SEC tournament. You don't need to win the SEC tournament. You're going to have teams like Kentucky, Missouri, whoever else fighting for their spots because of whatever slumps they're going on, whatever Mark Pope's whining about today. But it's one of those things. You're in this stretch. You've lost some games you shouldn't have. You've won some games you should have. I mean, you've done what you needed to do for the most part up until this point. It's how can you finish the regular season?
Yeah, and for that reason, I'm very okay with an 8 p.m. 7:30 game, because that gives you time to get to the spot, get to Florida, get Acuff hydrated, get him settled in. You're not rushing down there for an 11 o'clock start, 2:30 start. This point, these last 4 games, because the headspace that Acuff is in, he is going to be going on one leg if he has to. That's just his mentality. But you still have to look at the health and the betterment of the team. Of you still have the most important part of the season ahead of you. You have NCAA tournament. So you look at that game at Florida at 7:30. It's going to be a hostile environment. You got to make sure he is hydrated. You got to make sure he is, pretty much in one of those boots, legs, massage, whatever, cold tub. You got to throw the kitchen sink at him as his recovery. And I think these next 3 games with 8 o'clock, 7, 6 o'clock, and 2 of those being at home is going to be very beneficial to Acuff and his recovery. And then we can even throw Billy Richmond. He's starting to feel those effects of playing 30, 35 minutes. Having these guys in these treatment rooms and having these late starts, using whatever resources you have to make sure they're 100% or closest to 100% as you can get them, is going to be vital, getting them to the SEC tournament. And then from there, if you want to do a one and done in the SEC tournament, you finish these last 4 games, solidify a 4 or 5 seed, do what you can, bow out in the SEC tournament, and then make a run for a national championship.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've talked about they're going to have to put more than 4 wins together in this. I'm looking to see right quick. Texas A&M, they're quad. They're right on the cusp of being outside of quad one, so they're still quad one. I was just looking to see if that did happen, but like Transplanted Texans said down here, it would be tough to go into Florida after a home loss.
Yeah,
against Texas A&M. So it definitely put Billy Richmond on cramp management protocol. This is where they've got to invest whatever they can in their potassium and electrolytes and everything else. Get these guys ready to go because they think I know that a lot of these guys are used to it. Especially with circuit ball and whatnot, that they're used to playing in the summers and everything, running 5-6 games on a weekend. But this is in something that they're still going to have to adjust to.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You got two very key important games. I mean, the last four are very important, but A&M Florida would go a long way. If you can sweep this week, take care of business against A&M, and then pull off the upset at Florida, that would set this team up to where the following week you can kind of worry about resting, worry about, yes, you want to win, but if you got to sit a cuff, if you've got to put your foot down. I think right now there's still hesitation of we can't afford to lose a game. I think if you sweep the week and you kind of give yourself some cushion, you can afford to lose one of the games next week. You can afford to sit him one game, let him rest up, because the importance of what's ahead. Getting one or two games, get the rhythm. I know a lot of people say, go one and done in the SEC tournament, but it still goes to the psyche of you're used to playing and then you shut it down. Do you get rusty? That is the catch-22 scenario you get yourself into when you go down that road. So keep them healthy, but got to have guys step up. I don't understand where Ewan's been. Not Ewan, Pringle's been. It's almost like I know a lot of people are talking about Pringle saying, hey, man, Ewan's doing better than me. Give him my spot. But something about that don't sit right with me because they're getting paid now. It's different ball game of are you just saying that because you got your money and you're content with just sitting there when we really need you? It's not like we got 10 guys and, hey, Ewan's just playing better than me. Let him have my spot. This ain't Rudy where you give up your jersey for. We need every bit of Nick Pringle to give us more than 11 minutes or more than 12 minutes, because you split that and you give each one of them 15 minutes and they're both giving you 8 points, 8 boards or whatever, in between the two giving you 15 and 10. Mm-hmm. That right there could be the difference between a Sweet 16 and Elite 8 team and further. If we could get Pringle to get that mentality of I want to be out there, but I don't know if I'm in the minority. I don't know. I haven't really heard much about this whole Pringle situation, but it just doesn't sit right with me, him saying that this late in the season. You've had all season to sit there and rest. You've had all season to sit there when the team needs you the most. No one knocks us out. No one A-Cup is giving it his all. You should be up there with them.
100%. And I'm just going back because I started pondering about the SEC tournament. Arkansas is at a situation right now. I mean, you could feasibly, not have to play until the Friday's games. Yeah. Get to sit the first and second round. I think that would be ideal for them.
Oh yeah, double bye. Yeah,
yeah. Because if you're in the top 4, you'll get the double. If you're sitting at 5 or 6, 7, and 8, then you would play on Thursday. But yeah, if you can get in that top 4, get the double bye, not have to play till Friday. Because I just kind of look at it like go in and win a game or two, but don't think that you have to leave everything out on the court in the SEC tournament because you don't need to. Would it be awesome to win it? Yes, but at the same time, just to add to the to what your season is and has been. Arkansas was at a 9 seed in the SEC tournament last year. You beat South Carolina in the first round. You lost to Ole Miss in the second round. That was enough. They didn't need any more. And I'm in that same boat now. You don't need to do something that could potentially be detrimental to any of your players before the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. Because right here, we'll look at it. You said 4 seed. Yeah, if you had the 4 seed, you play Friday at 3:30.
Yeah.
I mean, that is ideal. So if you think about you all right, these next 2 games, give it all you got. Go in there and shock the world, beat Florida, get that game that you let slip away from you, the Kentucky game, and you get to rest until Friday at 3:30 against the 5 seed, the winner of the 5 seed, and the winner of the 12-13 game. So, and what's this? Let's see, standings right now. Let me see if they.
I've got them right here.
Who's the 5 spot? Texas A&M of all. Yeah. So you would play Texas A&M or the Texas A&M and the winner of Mississippi State, Oklahoma, if it ended right now. So more likely you'd get a rematch with A&M. So, and if you didn't, hey, cool. Play hard. Get them going emotions. You got a week off. You did enough. These next 2 games you sweep. I think that would solidify a 4 seed.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So just a reminder, Arkansas versus Texas A&M, 8:00 ESPN2, and then Saturday at Florida, 7:30 ESPN. And can't get College Game Day to Fayetteville, but they will be in Gainesville.
Yeah. Hey, we'll see. I mean, it's again, and we didn't even talk about Boogie Flan. What's that going to be like? Is that even a thought? And that's the thing is, I would hope that it wouldn't be a thought. It'd be something for bulletin board material, something that we would think about. But I think the importance of where we are right now in the season, I think that's something you can't even think about is going in there and getting a win on the road would carry so much momentum going into the last regular season week. That way you can celebrate a senior night. You can go in there and, have, Missouri on the road, and then you got SEC tournament. So,
Oh yeah. And, shout out to Darius Acuff and the SEC for finally giving him player of the week.
Yeah.
Not just freshman. Yeah. So it's about damn time.
And it's funny because it's funny how they do that. And then everybody's like, why didn't he get freshman of the week? I mean, I'd much rather have player of the week than freshman of the week.
At this point, give them both.
Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see who they give player of the year to. We know he's going to probably get freshman of the year, but also the fact that the likes of FanDuel, the likes of these people that aren't even giving him a mention national, I mean, outside of, Perkins and some of the guys at the SEC Network and ESPN, I think they are totally leaving him off, and it's giving him motivation because I guarantee you that's what he's seeing. He's like, all right, you're going to put the part-time guy, the PTO guy that has FMLA and taking off every other game above me. I'll show you what I can do. And that's what he's been doing the last 3-4 weeks.
And the game will probably start on ESPN News because I believe the Tennessee there's a game that starts at 5 or 5:30 before on ESPN. So it never fails that Arkansas will either not start on time or start on another channel.
Well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. After the break, we'll bring on Joe Stoute of USSSA Arkansas to talk about the big autism awareness tournament going on in Jacksonville. We'll catch you right after the break. Searching for premium grooming products that will take your daily routine to the next level? Look no further than Sterling Soap Company. Our handmade soaps, aftershaves, and balms are made with only the finest ingredients that give you the ultimate grooming experience. With a variety of scents to choose from, there's something for everyone. Plus, our products are crafted in small batches to ensure the highest level of quality. So why wait? Visit www.sterlingsoap.com or visit our retail store at 16 West Walnut Street in Paris, Arkansas. Shop our collection and discover the difference for yourself. Upgrade your grooming routine with Sterling Soap Company. Are you looking for a place to grab a cold drink and some delicious food? Look no further than Arkansas Brewing Company, Located at 201 South First Street in beautiful downtown Ozark, our establishment offers a wide selection of craft beers and tasty eats. But what sets us apart is our welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. At Arkansas Brewing Company, you'll always feel like part of the family. So visit Destiny and Christopher Brockett and staff today and see for yourself what makes us the go-to spot for locals and visitors alike. Arkansas Brewing Company, come for the drinks and stay for the friends. Attention DIYers and home improvement enthusiasts. Are you searching for the right tools and supplies to tackle your next project? Look no further than Mentor's Hardware Store. With locations in Ozark, Alma, and Clarksville, our vast selection of hardware and building materials is sure to have everything you need. Whether you're fixing a leaky faucet or building a new deck, plus our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to offer expert advice and guidance. And with our competitive prices and convenient online ordering, Mentor's Hardware Store is your one-stop shop for all your DIY needs. Visit us today and let's build something amazing together. Are you looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than ATU Ozark Campus. As a 2-year satellite campus of Arkansas Tech University, we're dedicated to a quality workforce education, industry partnerships for in-demand jobs, and tailored paths for success. Our programs are led by industry professionals. Whether it's a certificate or you're aiming for a graduate degree, ATU Ozark has you covered. Visit our website at www.atu.edu/Ozark or contact us at 479-667-2117. Your future begins here. Welcome to Ozark Area Chamber of Commerce, where our mission is simple: encourage, promote, and aid an enduring environment of shared economic opportunity and civic development for the Ozark, Arkansas area. Whether you're a local business owner or a resident, we've got something for you. Shop our unique local businesses, explore the beauty of Ozark, and savor local flavors and find cozy accommodations. Join us in building a stronger community. And to learn more, contact us at 479-667-2525. Remember, together we thrive. And want to welcome you back to the Hog Talk podcast. We are now joined by Joe Stoute. I hope I'm saying that last name. I hope I'm not butchering that last name.
It's close enough.
U-Trip. Man, talk to you when we the Arkansas Challenge Cup in Arkansas. Team Arkansas won the C Cup challenge. Got a bunch of buddies that play Team JPS, a bunch of Ozark guys. And then you told me about this autism awareness, a tournament going on in Jacksonville this weekend. And it's close to my heart having a son with autism. It's really cool to see, all the good things that people are doing for autism awareness and everything around the state of Arkansas. So I really appreciate you coming on.
Well, thank y'all for having me. I'm super excited about being on here and and for the tournament coming up. It's really cool what we do for this.
So talk about, the start, what started, what was, how did you get this even going? And then did you ever see this being what it is today? Because this is pretty much a national event with pros, men's and women's pros from all around the country coming to Arkansas and playing.
How it started was just like a normal benefit tournament that we normally do. Like, we find an organization or, somebody goes through something through life and we try to help out. We have a local organization called Pathfinder Inc. And, the first year I did it, it was just a normal benefit tournament. Donated money, told them thank you for allowing us to do this. And then Cindy Roach with Pathfinder invited me on a tour of their facility. And my family's never really been affected by it much. And I've, would drive by it every day, not even understand what they really did. And, when I went on that tour of their facilities, it blew me away. All the stuff that they do, they just, anywhere from toddlers to adults, they're just, pouring into these people within the community just on, being able to function, normally, just live normal lives. And the things that they do and the programs that they have are really cool. And I'm just glad to be a part of it. And then, once I went on that tour of their facility, we just me and some other guys, Adam Usry, Levi Cheatwood, Ken Hawk, Matt Carney, we all got together and just kind of brainstormed on what we could do that would be just something really cool that, to try to make the experience great, but also how to grow this tournament into something that it should be. And here we are. I mean, there's no way I would have ever thought we would be where we're at right now with this at all.
What's y'all's timeline for, so you have this tournament that's coming up, preparation for the next year? Like, when does all the timeline begin for y'all's preparation?
It starts the day after the tournament. There's just so much that goes into it. We have 13 bat manufacturers, Easton, Mike and Worth, DeMarini, Louisville. There's a bunch of them that are all involved. And then all of their pros that, have the signature model bats and stuff, like, Tyler Irvine and Flip Washington and Austin Dahl, like all the guys that have their names on the bats, they're at this event. So the logistics of everything literally takes all year. Yeah.
So talk about some of the events you got going on. You told me, Saturday's the big day where, you let the pros come in and play against the team, and just talk about everything shutting down and just getting as many people out there to watch this game and what that means, the joy of people being able to witness this and take part in it. I mean, of course, the pros, we're all, competitive. We're all competitors. And for them to kind of shut that off for an hour and really take that in, I'm sure that is something that is really, really awesome to experience.
This year, to really kick off the whole tournament, we've introduced, and Kylie Studioso used to play softball at UCA. She's from Washington, and she did like training and stuff out of the field house in Conway. So she wanted to offer youth inclusion camp, sports camp, and that's going to be starting off. That'll actually be on Thursday. Anybody that wants to be a part of it, 8 and above on ages, we want to be able to include anybody that wants to be a part of learning sports. So got a lot of really cool people that are going to be on staff with that. Play RX out of Maumelle with Sarah Clark. She's assisting with it. Right now we have about 30 campers for that. So it's going to be a good turnout. We'll probably get another 10 or so, so that's going to be really cool. David's Burgers is helping out with that. But the Saturday at 2:00 is the centerpiece of what we do. And, we shut all the tournament down. We shut everything down to go support the Pathfinder athletes. It's the clients that are within their organization that are playing softball with the pros. And it's really cool. I didn't realize what we had until last year on that. It's just different from any event I've ever been a part of. Been in softball for 25 years, and it's just something that I've never seen before. And the way that the pros approach this, the way that the athletes, they love it. They look forward to it all year. The parents of the athletes, we'll go talk to them and stuff, and like that, they are just happy to have somebody there cheering their kids on, because most of the time they're having to support everybody else. And it's just really cool for them to be, the show. And, on top of the donation part, what we really worked hard at doing was so it kind of blacked out there for a minute. The one thing that we've really worked hard at is including them into the event, not only just, giving them money to go towards, what the money goes to. So it's really cool to have them to be, the main piece of the whole tournament.
What are some? Go ahead. No, I was just going to say what some of the struggles. I imagine early on there were some more struggles than maybe now that things have kind of gotten rolling. But early on, what struggles did y'all have to gain sight from, whether it's sponsors or people just to know and hear about y'all?
Sponsors, it kind of sold itself once we started going the direction we started going. We have some great sponsors that are involved in this event. The biggest struggle, I would say, was just jumping in with 2 feet and doing it, because
having some technical difficulties right now with Joe. But for those, he was his main point went. We'll talk before he comes back on. Is they have it there. You back with us now? You there? No. But they're
I lost
really
y'all for a minute. I had somebody calling me.
You're good. You're good. I was just talking about, getting people down there. You're talking about the game and getting people down there to turn out for it, and getting everybody to come out for it.
Yeah. Going back to the struggles, I think the biggest thing that we struggled with was safety. We wanted the Pathfinder class to be safe. We wanted to make sure we were creating a safe space for them. And really the biggest thing was just jumping in and doing it, And I will say the one thing that has been the most rewarding is just jumping in and doing it. Because, everybody involved is amazing. It's amazing. What in the world?
Donate, just kind of give some people some ideas on where to go to watch this and how they can kind of help the cause.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Did you hear my question?
I can't hear anything on y'all, man.
All right. We're having a little bit of difficulties again, but see, can you hear me now? No. Let me see if we can bring him back in. Can you hear us now, Joe?
Hello?
Nope. All right. But we'll bring him back on and see. I know this weekend, he said Thursday is the start. Saturday at 2:00 in Jacksonville is where the tournament will be. I'll post a graphic of where to show up, but at 2:00 on Saturday is when they are going to have this game. It's a really cool event. I was going to try to go down there and take part in it because, again, having that personal touch to it, close to home. It's one of those that for a good cause.
Definitely. And it's one of those that even if you don't have somebody close to you or somebody that you've been around, whatever, just go out and support them. That's all they're looking for right now is just to have the fun. I'm sure a hyped crowd would do wonders for them.
Oh yeah. I'm going to try to bring you back on to see. Can you hear us now? No. Well, if you can hear us, Joe, hey, we really appreciate you coming on. We're going to get everybody to come down there Saturday to support, and we'll definitely have you on again to go over the tournament. But I really, again, appreciate you coming on. Again, it's one of those things I hate that, technical difficulties happen and, really wanting to. But if you're in the Central Arkansas area, and you're close by there in Jacksonville, please go down there and support and show up and show out. It would mean a lot to the kids. I know as a parent, it's really cool when, my son gets to do something special or, when he gets to run the football, score a touchdown, and how much it means. So all the parents that have kids that are down there and watching them do something that not everybody would think that they would ever get a chance to take part in, and having it be about them and the parents, being able to have joy in watching their kids go out there and have fun. It's one of those deals that it means a lot to people. And just, again, the support goes a long ways, and it means more to the parents more than you'll ever know. Coming from a personal aspect, it really does, mean a lot.
Mm-hmm. And, we're supposed to get out of this little cold snap for the rest of the week, so the weather should be good for it. So get out of the house and go enjoy some sunshine.
He said he's back. He said he got his other phone. Let's see. Let's give one more show. You there? Can you hear us now, Joe?
This little cold snap for the rest of the week, so
We
the
got a
weather should
delay.
be good for it. So get out of the house and go enjoy some sunshine.
All right. He said he's back. He said he got his other phone. Let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. There's a little delay, but I can hear you.
All right. Just tell everybody where the tournament will take place and how they can come watch the games.
We can hear you. Yes. There's a little delay, but I can hear you.
Just tell everybody where the tournament will take place.
The tournament will be at Jacksonville at Dupree Park. Starting at Friday night at 8 o'clock. We'll have home run derby at starting at 7 o'clock, and then the Pro Joe Derby. They'll be teaming up to compete at 10 o'clock at night on Friday night, and then we'll start back play Saturday at 8 a.m. and then we'll play through till 2 o'clock and shut everything down for the Pathfinder games, and then we'll just play back up at 4 o'clock, and we'll just finish the tournament after that.
All right. Well, we thank you, Joe, again for coming on.
And we'll play through till 2 o'clock.
Again, we apologize for that. We really wanted to get that down there at Dupree Park. So if you can, again, show up, show out for the players. Again, it will mean a lot. The pros are going to be there. If you're into softball, go down there and grab you some bats. You go down there and pick up with a team. I know there's people all over the state wanting to go play in this tournament. There's pros from all over the country going to be there. So it's going to be a great time this weekend down in Jacksonville.
Definitely. I mean, like we said, get out of the house, go support some people that, want to see what it's like, to have the crowd behind them.
Yeah. Adam, you got anything before we wrap it up?
I do not.
All right. Well, hey, we appreciate everybody for tuning in. Appreciate Joe for coming on to spread the awareness of the Autism Awareness Tournament. Again, Arkansas USSSA doing a big thing, just starting a benefit tournament that's turned into one of the top premier slow pitch softball tournaments in the country. So thank you, Joe. Thank you for all of our fans. Thank you for all of our sponsors. And that will do it for this episode of the Hog Talk Podcast. For Adam Hall, I'm Porter Hayes, and we will catch you on Thursday.